All right, we have problem 36 of our ACT, not an ACT, our SAT math section. This is the calculator portion. We have x over y is equal to 8 and 2x over ty equals 160. What is the value of t? All right, let's think about this question. Before we run into just trying to substitute or do whatever we want to manipulate the equation, let's think about it. If we have x over y equals 8, we also have 2x over ty equals 160. Okay. Then let's see if we can put the terms and make them a little more similar, manipulate them a little bit. So if we multiply this entire equation by 2, for example, multiply the entire equation by 2, we're going to get 2 times x over y, because we multiply our numerator straight across, equals 16. Okay, then on this side is going to be the same thing. Well, we're leaving it alone, so we'll just leave that one alone. So we have 2x over y equals 16. We also know that 2x over ty equals 160. So you might be noticing that if we have some value here, that's going to change the value of 16. So the question is, what happens to get to 160? Okay, so let's see, how do we get to 160? Well, we just multiply the whole thing by 10, right? Just like we did by 2. We'll put it over here so you guys don't get confused. Let's multiply the whole thing, not by 2 again, by 10. If we were to do that, we'd have 20x, or let's just call it 10 times 2x to make it easy, over y equals 160. And then 2x over ty equals 160. So see, they look very similar. We have our same constant value. We have a 2x, we have a y, but we have a 10 up here. So how could we possibly get that 10 to be down here? Well, remember, anytime we want a number to get bigger, we can either multiply it by a large number like an integer, or we can divide by a small number. Okay? So multiplying by 10 is actually the same thing as dividing by a decimal, which is 0.1. Okay, so let's separate it out, because we know when we have multiplication on the top, we can separate them into two fractions. So this here equals 10 over 1 times 2x over y. Okay, then it's the same thing as saying 2x divided by 1/10 times y. Because the reciprocal will undo it. When we multiply, it's the same thing. Like, for example, if we have an equation we're trying to simplify, we can multiply by the reciprocal when we have division, right? Or when we have a fraction, we're multiplying it to undo it, we multiply by the reciprocal, right? It's the same concept. We have multiplication here of a whole number. We can divide by the reciprocal of that number, and it will do the same thing. The number will get bigger. So 2x over 1/10 times y will also equal 160 for all these, actually. So then 2x, we see the 2x remains the same. Remember, this is our equation down here. We have 2x over ty equals 160. The only element that's changed here is this 1/10 and that t. So our answer is going to be 1/10, or as a decimal, it equals 0.1. Either answer is fine. Remember, the key principle you want to look at to solve this problem is, how can I manipulate this left side to make it like this side? So we multiply by 2, and then we saw some factor of 10 was involved there. The other thing you could do is take the right side of the equation, this 2x over ty, and you could divide it by 10 and say, oh, if I'm dividing this by 10, how does this change? And look, where it's actually going to be divided by 10 on both sides. So we have this equals 16. I'll write it completely separate. 2x over 10t y equals 16. And we see that our t value here is similar to our equation up here. 2x over y equals 16. Well, 2x over 10t times y equals 16. So in order to get y alone, t would have to be the number that's multiplied by 10 to get 1, which again is going to be its reciprocal. So two ways to think about that problem. Our answer is going to be negative, not negative, positive, 1 over 10, which is going to be 1/10.